You are tuned into the Multiverse Theory podcast, guys. We are back with another movie review. I am your host, the Cape Crusader Carmine. I am joined by the web slinger, Mr. Preston Brown. Say what up to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are doing our Child's Play review 2019 version. Let's get into it.
Definitely. Now, this is Child's Play, the reimagining of the Child's Play franchise. I guess you can say reboot, but I don't necessarily call it a reboot, to be honest with you. But in this film, it's not a doll being possessed or anything like that. In which, I have my thoughts about certain things in the movie. I have my thoughts about just the premise. But I'll go ahead and let Preston go first. Preston, let's start by generally saying, what are your thoughts? Now, we're not going to go on likes or dislikes yet. Your overall thoughts.
Okay, so as far as this movie goes, I will say that this is probably actually one of the dumbest movies I've seen, and it's not like dumb in a bad way. It's dumb like in a entertaining way because of the things that take place into it, and it's put together in a way where it's not meant to be taken seriously. And I think that's the fun part about this film. It just reminds me of those old like 90s horror films where nothing in it makes too much sense as far as how people die, but it's entertaining to watch. Overall premise of it, as far as switching it up from the main character taking his soul out of his body and having it possess a doll, as he did in the original, not Coldplay, but Child's Play, as opposed to what they did in this one and having a defective toy go out and kill people. This one is honestly, to me, feel like it's a lot more realistic scenario than it is the one from before. So I kind of do like that reimagining of it, and the
it's smart. It's smart. It's smart. We live in 2019. We're not in the early 90s anymore.
Absolutely,
that's what you have to do, really.
Absolutely, and in the way that they play off of the whole idea of, let's say, how all of our technology is interconnected. Like one thing connects to the other thing and can control the other thing. They play it into this film, but it doesn't feel like they forced the technology part of it, even though it plays a big role in this movie. But it definitely feels like something that can actually happen, and I think the film and the actual script in itself is very, very basic, but I think that's a good thing. I'm glad that they really didn't overcomplicate the concept of this film.
Yeah, definitely. All right, here are my thoughts. I absolutely love this movie. I think it is probably tied for like the best Child's Play movie to me. To be honest with you, to be perfectly honest with you, because let's be honest, I've seen other reviews, people talk about it, blah blah. Other than the first Child's Play, and even in the first Child's Play, this horror franchise is always meant to be a comedy horror, because it's a doll killing people, and the doll's kills are meant to be funny. Are they meant to be gory and gruesome? Of course, it's a horror movie, but they're also meant to be funny. And just watch Child's Play 2, and you know what I mean. So I love that premise. I love the whole premise. When I heard about the premise, at first when you watch other movie review shows and stuff, and you see them scoff at the premise, whatever. But if you really think about it, the premise makes sense. And honestly, going in, that was the premise of defective toy. But if you watch the movie, it was not defective. Mm-hmm. It's actually not defective. Someone fucked with it. Mm-hmm. Someone purposely fucked with the toy and took off all the toy's restrictions, the violence, all that stuff restrictions. So therefore, basically giving the doll a mind of its own. And that's basically what it did. And one of the smartest things that this movie did, way better, 1,000 times better than the original Child's Play. Because if you watch the movie in the beginning, when Chucky first meets Andy, it made you actually like that relationship. Like, actually feel for that relationship. Because at first, it was a best friend buddy relationship. Chucky just wanted to be Andy's best friend, and they were doing things together, having fun together, being funny together, and I love that part. I love that part a lot. it really, and obviously, obviously this, like you said, the plot is basic. It's you know where it's going, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with that. Like sometimes when I watch certain people's reviews, they're like, "Oh, this plot is basic. This plot didn't, it wasn't intricate." Da da da. Not every fucking plot has to be intricate. There could be a basic plot. If it's entertaining and enjoyable, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good. And I thought this movie was good. I had a fucking blast watching that. Like for everybody don't know, I'm not a big horror person. All these new horrors, the possession shit, and all these new age horrors, Annabelle and the wannabe Chucky shit. Like I'm not into those. So when I found out this movie was coming out, I was actually looking forward to watching it because this is the type of horror that I like. Because it's entertaining, fun. And I really would like it. Now, let's go into what we liked about the film. So I'm gonna go ahead and go first. One of the things I really liked was Andy. I thought the kid that played Andy was great. Like, that kid is going to be a star. Like, I think he's going to be a star because he was awesome in the movie. Aubrey Plaza's Aubrey Plaza. She's amazing. And you wouldn't think like she can be a mom. And like you wouldn't, like, if you watch Parks and Rec, you watch her in certain things, you're like, I don't know if she could be a mom, but I thought she was the mom that they had her play worked perfectly. I thought it worked really perfectly, and I loved, and like I was saying earlier, the relationship between Chucky and Andy in the first half hour of the movie. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Just having Chucky call people dicks and stuff, like it was just funny. It was funny, and it was a good relationship. It was a lovable relationship. And it was it was funny when Andy found those two friends, and and they were watching the horror movies, and then Chucky's sitting there watching him, and Chucky's trying to get Andy's attention, because he wants to play. All he wants to do is just play with Andy. Let's play. And then he sees them laughing and having fun watching a horror movie, watching the killer take a knife and killing people, da da da. And when Chucky came with the knife towards them, that shit had me rolling, because they were like, holy shit, he's for real. Had me dying. There was so much shit in this movie that had me dying laughing. It was awesome. But there was a couple kills I was like, oh shit, like damn it. Like,
yeah,
like, but it
pretty gruesome stuff in there.
It gave me that horror. That's what I'm saying. It gave me that horror reaction. It still gave me that horror. That when you watch a slasher movie, pretty much, it still gave you that reaction. It still gave me that reaction, even though it was funny. And that one I really, really enjoyed. I mean, I had some more likes, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. What you like, bro?
Yeah, I have a couple of things I liked here too. I personally, as opposed to what you said, I'm more so into horror films. I love horror films, especially if they're done right. I don't like torture porn just to be torture porn. If there's like great stuff going on,
I hate that. I hate that shit.
Don't Breathe or something like that. That's a pretty good film. I think movies like that are really good. I haven't watched or read any reviews on this film at all. I tried to stay away from it on purpose. And for me, when it comes to these Chucky films, I've seen all of them. I feel like for me, like a couple of my favorites is like obviously the original, and like The Curse of Chucky and The Code of Chucky are probably like a couple of my favorite ones out of the entire Child's Play series.
I hate those.
You do?
I hate those.
Chucky,
I fucking hate those, bro.
Cult of Chucky is more so on the serious side, but it's more scarier than the rest of them, I feel like. But the Curse of Chucky,
but that's why I hate it.
Yeah, like, yeah, I can see why.
To me, personally, to me, that's what I'm saying. Personally, like, you like it, it's cool, no doubt. But personally, to me, that's why I hate it. Because when I watch a Chucky movie, I want Chucky to make me fucking laugh. Because
that's Curse.
That's
what
I'm used to.
Curse of Chucky has more of the comedic stuff like we're used to seeing in Chucky. That's definitely in that movie, all through it.
Yeah.
But as far as this film, it's like plenty of the stuff that you hit. I like the fact that I felt for Chucky actually. And I felt like I wasn't really supposed to, because all he wanted to do was actually just make his friend feel good. He wanted to please his friend, and even though he was doing like crazy stuff in this movie, it was his ambitions and the reasons why he wanted to do those things were pure. Like, he just wanted his friend to be happy. He didn't want his friend to be harmed. And anytime something came around that seemed like it was going to harm him, he felt like it was his duty to do something to kind of get that thing out of the way, because he didn't want to see his friend in pain. But obviously, we know why, because he's been reprogrammed. But the heart of the matter is a lot more pure than his actions. That's
why I loved it. That's why I loved it so much.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm like, man, I'm not supposed to be feeling for this guy. This is pretty crazy. What's wrong with me? But like that scene you said where they were watching that horror movie and he was trying to get Andy's attention, and he saw that this is the thing that he liked. Like, it's almost like, I mean, maybe this is a bad analogy. Like, say if someone has a girlfriend and they're like, oh, that's the type of girls you like. If you like blonde girls, so let me go dye my hair blonde. So Chucky felt like, hey, if that's the stuff that entertains him, why not mimic what's on that screen that's making him laugh and making him smile, or act like something that's taking away his attention from me, so maybe I can get more attention out of this guy. And obviously that spiraled down to, out of control into the wrong thing. One thing I will say, like I said in the beginning. Go ahead.
Before you go, I was gonna say, and I actually felt bad when I forgot what Chucky did. But Chucky did something, and Andy put him in the closet, and he like, don't lock me in here, Andy. Like, I actually felt bad for him. I was like, what the fuck?
I did feel bad for him.
I'm feeling bad for this doll, bro. I'm not supposed to feel bad for this doll.
I really,
but like you said, all he wanted to do was be his friend. Like, at the end of the day, and that's why I loved about this. That's what made this really, really good to me.
Yeah, because they made you feel for the bad guy, and anytime somebody has a script where you can feel for the bad guy, that's an amazing feat. And one of the scenes that made me feel bad for him is when they pinned him down to the ground. Remember when he walked into the room and they hit him in the back of his head, and they pinned him to the ground, and they started pulling the battery cell out of his chest, and you saw Andy fall back and look like he was about to cry, because this was one person who promised he was never going to leave him like his dad did. But the just really quick, the other things I did like was the kill scenes. I loved them because the kill scenes were so over the top stupid, but in a good way.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't want methodic, serious.
But they're supposed to do it. It's killing people. Like, it's supposed to be the wackiest shit, bro. It's like that scene. Like I feel bad saying this because the old black lady was innocent, but that was wild.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was wild. That was some wild shit.
I think that's the only kill scene that I kind of felt bad
when he
for.
caught her. That's the only one I felt bad for.
Yeah,
because,
that is the only one, because she was the only one that wasn't doing anything wrong. Everybody else was doing something bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad. Like I actually got a little. Like, I knew it was coming, but I actually I actually jumped a little when she was looking around for him, and then he just popped up on her. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Shit.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, man.
It faked me out too. I didn't think it was gonna happen either. I didn't think it was gonna happen when she made it to the bingo thing. I was like, all right, cool. She's not gonna get killed. Then all of a sudden that mug hit reverse. I was like, dang, not mama. Not mama, Paperboy.
Yeah, and that got me too when he killed Buddy, and then Andy woke up and he found his skin of his face. I was like,
that was crazy. But that goes to what we were saying, because he thought that was a gift, because he saw him laughing at Leatherface in the film when he checks his chainsaw massacre and he cut that person's face off. And he saw that everybody was entertained by that. He's like, hey, if this would make him happy, let me go ahead and try that. He killed the cat because he felt like the cat was causing him a problem. So
there was only one kill that Chucky had that it wasn't Chucky didn't. It wasn't a threat kill when he killed that guy to put him back together. That wasn't a threatening kill. That was just killing. Like, it wasn't like someone doing Andy harm kill. You know what I mean? That was the only kill that was like
just because
kill just to kill.
Well, yeah, well, because
but I guess you could say he was pulling him apart, putting him back together. And
that's
wanting to sell him and shit. I guess you could say that.
And he was a pervert too, because he was watching people and had cameras in their showers and stuff and watching them on the screen. So that death was kind of deserving if you think about it, just the way movies are set up. Not that people who are perverts need to die, but just in the concept of that movie, it felt like it was deserving.
No, I know what you mean.
But I can't, and for me, I can't believe it. When the guy who died, who had the Chucky costume on, I don't know why I was laughing so hard for like 5 minutes. Like I don't know why that part was so funny to me, because when he was in the back, because okay, so for those who listen, when we say when I say the movie is really dumb, the kill scenes, the way that they happen is like, because it makes zero sense, but that's what makes it so amazing. Like the guy,
It's so wild.
when he put the thing on, and he put the Chucky helmet on, and he had the Chucky outfit on, and then Chucky stabbed him in the neck, and you saw it on the camera, and the guy was like, oh, and I'm like, what the heck? So you see the guy stand there. They open up the curtains because he's supposed to, this is the opening selling for the new version of Buddy, which is what the Chucky doll is. And he stands there for like 3 minutes, wait for the curtain to open up. Then he tries to walk out to the kids. As his eyes are getting blurry and can't see, he falls down on his knees, takes his hat off, and he squirts blood all over the girl. Now, conceptually, you would think, okay, why was there no blood leaking out the bottom of the thing before he took it off? Why didn't he try to go for help? Why did he stand there and try to go back to work as he's bleeding? But that's what made it funny, because it's so stupid. Like, it makes no sense.
Yep, that's true. I'm kind of glad they didn't go this route. I thought they were going to go this route, but I'm kind of glad they didn't, because they were in a store where basically Chucky controlled everything. I thought he was basically going to control every doll in that store.
That's what I thought.
I thought that's the route they were going to go, and but I'm glad it didn't go that route. That's kind of that's a little overboard.
Yeah,
that's going a little overboard. I'm glad it didn't do that. It didn't go that route.
He just had that bear
for sure, and
attacking people.
Yeah, and I'm glad. Like I thought, and I'm glad, and I like what they did with the kids, the friends.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was good. I thought they was gonna do some shit. They didn't do it.
Yeah,
they let's Stranger Things. It type shit. Oh, let's rally together. Da, da, da. No, them kids helped them out of necessity. That was a necessity.
Yeah, they did that.
And it wasn't until the end, because it wasn't really until the very end where they saw that Andy basically wasn't crazy, or he wasn't lying and shit like that, and that's when they came to help and shit. So I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really dope. Well, what are some of the things that didn't work for you?
I mean, as opposed to what you're saying, I really wasn't sold on the kid as far as acting. Like, at least in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, it just felt flimsy and thin. Like the part where his stepdad came in and was like, "Come on, buddy, if you got something to say it to me in my face like a man. Let's hear it." And then his reaction after the guy walked out the room was like, "I wish he was gone." And he was like, I was like, I wasn't really, sold on that. I'm not asking for an Oscar-winning performance, but I just wasn't. I was like, okay. Well, but it because the whole film felt kind of cheesy in a good way, I just let it go, because I was like, okay, maybe this is in line of the tone of the film, because it's very cheesy.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah, so
that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, if that's the case, but even then,
I don't think anybody was supposed to be. But I don't think anybody, honestly, in this movie, and you watch Aubrey Plaza's character, like, I don't really think anybody was really supposed to be like serious in this movie, like actually serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he like, that's just it.
Like when he got mad at his stepdad, I can see what you mean, like how forced it seemed and all that shit. But at the same time, like that didn't really bother me. Like I just loved the relationship between him and Buddy. Like I loved that. Like that relationship, it completely sold me.
For me, when they're together, it didn't take away from the film. But when their two are together, that's when I like it. When it's him and Chucky in the room, or him and his mom in the room, I loved it. When it's him by himself, I'm kind of like, when he's bouncing off of people, he's doing really well. To me, when he's by himself, it's just kind of like, I guess. But majority of the film, he's always
usually
around
when he's by
himself.
But I'm saying, usually when he's by himself, when they have him by himself, usually it's when he's upset.
Mm-hmm. And those
mad
are the
and
parts
pissed
where
off.
I was just
So
like, but he didn't do a terrible job.
Yeah, I feel you. Wasn't. No, I feel you.
Yeah, but other than that, like because
I definitely
tone,
feel you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, because of the whole tone of the film being so cheesy, I mean, it's only so many things you can nitpick at as far as stuff like that. There's nothing else bad I can say about the film, because the things that are bad were kind of supposed to be that way. So it's like
I don't have any negatives, bro. I enjoyed the movie. I don't have any negatives. And when I say I don't have any negatives, I don't mean I don't have any negatives like, oh, this movie is like a perfect movie. Hell no. I don't have any negatives, because everything I saw, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything. There's nothing I didn't enjoy. Like honestly, there's nothing that I could think of. Oh, I do want to say this. I do want to say when the movie first started and we first saw Chucky,
Mhm.
look, I was not feeling that look at all. That shit was
Yeah.
not working for me.
Yeah.
But as the movie went along, it completely grew on me. And especially that when Andy had him do a bunch of different faces,
Yeah.
like scary faces,
Mhm.
like shocking faces. Like I really enjoyed that scene. When we got to that scene, that's when I really sold on. And I want
Yeah.
to say, I told you I watched other reviews. Also, I told you I watched other reviews and stuff. I want to say this. I don't know what anybody's talking about to where they said Mark Hamill's voicing Chucky sound like other Mark Hamill characters. No, fuck it didn't. I didn't hear the Joker when I was listening to Chucky.
In the
I don't know about anybody else,
in the last scene,
but I
I
didn't
kind
hear
of
the
heard it.
Joker.
I kind of heard it in the last scene, the very last scene, when he had the boy's mom tied up.
But
I
but
kind of heard it a little bit, but it
but
wasn't
you
like
talking
throughout the
about the
whole
very
film.
last scene, like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't hear that shit. And I honestly, well, you probably got that. I didn't get in the last scene. I wasn't even thinking that. Or it sounds like any other Mark Hamill's other character. Did it sound like Mark Hamill? Yes, but it sounded like Mark Hamill doing a doll voice to me. It worked. It worked for me, man.
I mean, it's not a gripe. I
It
mean,
worked.
because
So
I
I don't
know it's
know.
Mark Hamill, so I mean, it'd be different if it was a different
Yeah,
actor
yeah.
and it ended up sounding like the Joker. Then that would be a problem. But because it is Mark Hamill, then yeah, you're gonna get some octave or whatever of his voice when he's playing a character. Like it's gonna happen, unfortunately. But if you don't think too hard about it, you won't know it. And that plays off in that
Absolutely.
scene too. Like I like when they said, he's like, "What's my name?" He's like, Han Solo." I was like, okay, that's pretty clever. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. That was pretty cool. There was another one that was clever.
With the
Oh, in
car,
the toy store.
the RoboCop car.
No, in the RoboCop car, but also when they first got in the toy store and they're showing up, when you see the camera panning to all the dolls, there was a leprechaun doll in a
Yes,
box.
I saw that. That was crazy.
Yeah, remember that leprechaun? I was like, oh, look at this movie with the
It's
nods.
a little with the
Okay,
Easter eggs.
okay, I see you.
I like when the guy
I see you.
got killed in the basement, and I keep saying it's like I think it's funny because these deaths can be completely avoided, and that's why it's so funny and entertaining. And people's listening. I don't think death is funny. I just think the way these deaths are designed in the movie makes them very hilarious. Like the guy hanging on the pole and Chucky turning up the temperature of the pole, and he's like sitting there hanging on the pole when he could have at least easily swung back and forth and jumped off, or he could have walked on the pole with his hand and got off. And instead, he decided to stay in one spot until the temperature went up to 200 degrees and the pipes burned his hands. He dropped down on the soil. But it was a gruesome kill, but it was funny the way it happened because we're just sitting there like people are like yelling at the screen like, dude, let go of the pipe, get off the pipe, walk backwards. Like you can hear and I like hearing audience interactions with the film, so it was an amazing experience.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And people got understand that's the movie's meant. This was meant to do. Like it's meant to make you laugh as well as make you kind of wince at certain deaths.
Wait,
But at this end of the day, and the
So with these reviewers, were they really like trashing
Go
it?
ahead.
Because I didn't see no reviews. I didn't read anything. I didn't look at any.
no. Well, a couple of them I saw. People liked it, but like there was a couple I could say Perry, like she really liked it. She enjoyed it, and she's a horror nut, so I wouldn't think she would enjoy it. Roka's like he liked the first 30 minutes, and then he's like, oh, it went off in like a wacky way, like he didn't really he wasn't feeling it, and he also said about Mark Hamill how he heard different Mark Hamill was like bro, like this is a
doesn't
perfect
really
example,
matter.
guys, because me I'm yeah, this is a perfect example. See me, I listen and I watch reviews before I go to the movie. I do that purposely because I want to see if my opinion differs. So, but I'm the type of person, I'm not like your general person that lets reviews affect his viewing of a film. I 100% don't. If I'm going to see a movie and the critics that I follow, if every single one of them did not like the movie and I go see that movie and I liked it, I'm not going to side with the critics just because they didn't like it. If I like the shit, I liked it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me at all. So, but like I said, I love the premise. This premise of this toy coming to life and killing, to me, is a better premise than the original Chucky. I just think it's just a better premise.
It's a lot
It's
more
more
realistic.
realistic premise than a murderer doing some voodoo shit and putting his soul into a doll just to stay alive.
Yeah,
Like
I agree with
I
that.
just feel like this worked so much better for me.
Yeah, I
And
agree with that.
it's not like the and also it's not like the doll was defective in the sense where it got defective by himself. No, it was a toy shop
Mm-hmm.
where someone was being a dick to a worker,
Mm-hmm.
and a worker messed with and programmed the doll a certain way so the doll can have a mind of his own, and that's what happened pretty much.
I do like the premise
So
of it that that Chucky. You can kind of think of it this way. If you spin it around, you can kind of think of it that Andy is the reason why he's like that, because he learned everything he knows
yeah,
from what he saw, and Andy opened him up to everything from the
he kept
knife.
playing. He kept playing. He kept playing recordings back of Andy saying certain things, made him do those things.
That and then watching the outside of choking the cat, but like watching horror films, showing them the knife and the motions of the hand when you stab a knife to the cutting board and things like that. He picked all that up from
Mm-hmm.
Andy, but he just executed in the worst way possible. But I agree with you said about the first film. Like the premise of this one is a lot better than that one as far as it being a lot more realistic. One thing that I do enjoy about the original one is that the question of whether it was a doll or not. I think they spent more time doing that in the original film than they did this one. They this one they sent us straight to it, and we just seen them doing everything, and that's not a bad thing. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
just like the suspense from the
yeah,
original
yeah,
one,
yeah.
and then the part where the mom turned him around and found out there's no
But
batteries
you
in him.
know why?
I thought that was great.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they did that in this one because the original already explored an avenue of Chucky. So this
Yeah,
one just said, "Yo, we're just gonna get straight to the point. We're just
yeah.
gonna get straight to the point."
And it's like the people
You
know
know
it's
what I
the
mean?
dog.
So,
We know, so they don't have to re-explore that part of it at all.
hmm
So
for sure. Also, I did think about negative. I am against even if the animal I don't like, and I do not like cats. But animal killings, I don't. That's not for me. I don't like. I hate
yeah,
that.
I'm
I
so
don't
glad they
like
didn't
that at
show it.
all. Like I feel bad. Like yeah, but that's the only thing that really pissed me off was killing the cat. And when he was choking the cat, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, like dude.
that was
Yeah,
wild.
I'm not with that at all. I don't. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
All right,
and for
Preston,
people,
what's your grade out of?
um,
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
for as simplistic as this film is, to be honest with you, people who go watch this, if you haven't watched it or if you have watched it, there is some character development in this. I mean, you look at
It's up there.
like we said,
Plenty of
yeah,
plenty.
plenty of it, and we look at it, and we see even in Chucky and himself, he has this pure heart of wanting to, please the person that he's friends with, but then it turns into a sick mindset of obsession, to the point where he's like, hey, if I
Hmm
can't have you, nobody can have you, to the point where he's trying to kill him. So I think I don't think this film is as bad as
hmm
whatever these reviewers are saying. I don't know what they said, but I'm sure there's some.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm rating it out of what? Out of 10?
Then,
I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It's really
all
entertaining.
right, cool. Yeah, for sure. For me, it's an 8. I really enjoyed it. I had a fucking blast. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I just had a blast, and the theater I was in had a blast. So I this is definitely a win, and I really enjoyed it
I agree.
for
I agree.
sure. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for our review of Child's Play. Join us for our next review. We're gonna be reviewing Toy Story 4. Me and Preston both saw it at the same time, pretty much. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to that review. Please like, comment, and subscribe on my Spotify people. Thanks for following. Thanks for listening. I'm Carmine. That is Preston. Peace.
Peace.